And today is National Stress Awareness Day, and we posted about it on the page, and I am committed to just coming here and showing ways that I'm actually implementing things that I'm sharing. And I'm cracking up at the way I look right now, but I'm like, this is so fitting that I just look like a ball of stress. I have my stress pimples. Like, I had a big old pimple pop out of my nose, and anytime I get nose pimples, it's from stress. And then my hair, I deep conditioned it yesterday. If you follow me on my personal page, my oldest just ripped me apart today. Like, you look a mess. And she's embarrassed of me half the time when I'm taking her to school. She'll ask me if I'm getting dressed. This is my Halloween costume. If you follow me, you see that I literally was like, oh, the reality is I have this on today. And then, by the time I picked my kids up from school, got them ready for Halloween, it was time to go. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna be a bum for Halloween, and I just threw on a beanie and made a little cardboard sign, and that was my Halloween costume. So anyways, I realized every month I really put in like at least an hour, if not more, into, and that may not sound like a long time, but when I'm doing it, it feels like a good amount of time invested in creating the Fox Care calendar, because I'm not just like, oh, let me just throw anything on there, or let me Google, self-care things to do and write them in. Like, I really want to put things that, Wife Complex is all about. How do I do it? Like, that's a question that I get. And the reason why I go live and show moments like this is because I don't do anything perfectly. Like, I am not a perfect person. I feel crazy most of the time. People are always asking me, yet and still, how do you do it? How do you have 5 kids? How do you have a thriving marriage? How do you have multiple businesses and still seems to be calm, cool, collected, and present and all of that? But the reality is I look crazy most of the time. I give up a lot of things to have the life that I want. And so without getting on a tangent, the Fox Care calendar every month is one of the ways that I really try to pour out to this community, to just say, hey, these are things that I'm doing. I may not do them every day. I may need to do more of them, but they're things that I like to implement in my life so that I can be the person I am. So like, sometimes it's wearing red lipstick. I do that because I like to remind myself that I can be bold, that when I walk in a room, I'm a bold human being, and I should be. Taking a nap sometimes. Those are things like Sunday naps for me are non-negotiable. So I put that on every month's calendar, and I try to switch around what day it falls on, but there's always certain things that I'm putting on every month, and then I try to like correlate it to things that are happening, like today being Stress Awareness Day. And so I'm very aware that we are stressed. I mean, it's an epidemic in our country, and especially for women. I mean, I feel like men are stressed too, because they carry the weight, and most of them are carrying the burdens on their shoulders of like, taking care of their house or themselves or whatever. But women equally are carrying those stressors, and a lot of us women, I say us, but I'm not in this situation, but a lot of women are carrying the burden that the man carries in many households, and they're the ones working to pay the bills, and they're also the ones working to make sure that their kids are taken care of and there's food on the table. So I mean, the level of stress is crazy, right? I'm committed to showing up and showing you guys how I'm actually implementing these Fox Care things, because I want to be a leader and practice what I'm preaching, and not just throw out this piece of content and then no one does anything with it. I really want us to start paying more attention, slowing down enough to actually do. How often, like, think about this. So people will opt into these, and I'll see the numbers of how many people are opting in, which tells me they're interested in getting this type of information. But when it's all said and done, I can also see that only 8 people showed up out of 60, 100, however many people who signed up. And so what that tells me, and what I really am like striving for 2019 in this community and in my life, in my role and in the people's lives who I'm here to serve, is how could I get you to break from that place of like, oh, I'm going to sign up for this, or oh, I want to catch that event, or I want to listen to that podcast, but then actually taking it to the next step and implementing it into your life. Like, how I'm guilty of it too. When I first did my first couple months of the Fox Care Challenge, I'll be honest, I was, what's happening here? I was, okay, Can someone give me like a thumbs up if you can hear me still? Because I'm getting calls, my radio's going on. I'm just a mess over here. But someone give me a wave, a thumbs up, a hi. Okay, great. So I was guilty of it too. Like, I poured my heart into creating that Fox Care calendar, but I wasn't actually implementing it. I wasn't actually doing it. Like, by the time I would like get it done, I'd be like, whew, okay, got that done, uploaded to Facebook. Like, literally, I had a reminder on my phone to post it every day on the Wife Complex page, but that was the minimum. Like, that was all you could get out of me. And so after like the 3rd month of me creating it, because I really value it, so I didn't want to stop, I had someone ask me, like, I went a week into, I think it was August, and I didn't do it because I was just like, no one's doing it, whatever. It was like, I see this pattern coming on where I get excited, I start something, and then I don't finish. And so I've been very mindful of how many times I do that in my life. And so I saw myself doing it, and I'm like, no, I'm in the year and the life of finishing what I start. And so I was like, okay, I have to do this calendar, but what's the disconnect? Because I'm not motivated to do it because nobody's doing it with me, and so it's not even working, and blah blah blah. And then I had one person email me and say, hey, by the way, maybe I missed it, but where is the calendar? And just that one person, if you hear this, thank you so much. I thanked that person when she emailed me, but thank you for showing that you're paying attention to it, because if I could just make that difference for that one person, I'm like, I gotta do this calendar. So I did it, but I evaluated, why isn't it connecting? And so that's where I came to the place of where I wanted to actually follow through. And I think this is like, I started this whole message around stress, but I wanted to share, like, I think we're stressed because we take on so much stuff and we say yes to so much stuff, but we are not following through on the things that actually mean something to us. So I really want to encourage you guys to look at your life, look at your stressors. What's stressing you out? Are there anything that you can eliminate? Number one. So like, for example, one of the things that's stressing me out right now is the fact that I have a pile of mail again. Those of you who follow me on my personal page, you know my mail problem. I have another pile of it, and it's stressing me out. My closet is a mess. It's cluttered. It has so much stuff that I don't need. I have areas in my house that look just like that. I have bills that need to be paid. I have so many stressors. And so I'm looking at my life. I'm in a place where I'm implementing these practices of what can be eliminated. I need to eliminate that mail so that I can get that out of my mind and out of my sight. It's bothering my subconscious just being in my closet. Bills. What bills can I eliminate to free up money? I'm in a place right now where I'm investing money in so many areas that are important to me that I have to start pulling away from areas that are not as important to me. So I've canceled my lashes for right now. I have vision. Monthly lash appointments is on my vision board because I want to live a life where financially I don't have to cut back on my lashes and my nails, but I understand the power of cutting back to get leverage to get to where I want to go. So I cut out nails. The only reason why I got my nails in this month, which I haven't gotten them done in a couple of months, was because I was going on a date night and I was going with my husband to an event, and I wanted to represent him well, and I wanted to, like, that was important to me. It was more than just having them done because I like to have them done. I had multiple reasons that I wanted to get them done. But like, I've cut out things. What bills can you cut out of your finances to free up a little bit more cash flow so that you're not as stressed when you're going to pay the bills and there's not enough money? What areas of your house can you declutter so that you stop being overwhelmed? I mean, literally, I'm not an expert in this, but this is on my vision board. I want to pay someone to come in and remodel my closet. I want to get rid of everything. I want to do one of those things where you take everything out and you only put the things back in that you want to use. Because I am tired of going in my closet every day. Even like yesterday, I told my husband, I'm like, I literally go through my underwear drawer and I look at a full underwear drawer that I'm digging through, and I have no panties to wear, is what I say. And it's because, one, I've had panties in that drawer since 1986. This was a question I saw on, I think, Facebook or Instagram, and I was dying laughing, like, oh my gosh, I wonder the same thing. Like, how often are you buying new bras and panties? I don't know the last time I bought new bras and panties. I have panties for sure in my drawer from at least I'm sure there's a pair of panties in there from when I had my first daughter, because it used to be a tradition. Every time I would have a baby, I would go and do the Victoria's Secret, like buy 5 for $25 or whatever. So I would get new ones, but I wouldn't get rid of the old ones. And so I told my husband, I'm like, I'm getting rid of this whole drawer, and I'm gonna go do a couple versions of the 5 for $25, get enough for a month's wear, and that's it. I don't need a drawer full of panties that I'm not wearing. So where in your life, literally everywhere in your life, where can you start decluttering and taking things that are not serving you and freeing up space? Because I'm gonna go live tonight on my personal page, because this is what I wanted to talk about. This was literally an impromptu live that I wanted to be 5 minutes before I went and got my school, and now I'm just on a tangent preaching. But now I'm going into what I was gonna go into later. So this isn't even a plug to get you. It's just because I literally am now probably paying for daycare, and because I took 10 minutes instead of 5. But I'm gonna go live when I have free time again later, when I'm sitting at soccer practice, and I want to talk about something that I think is crucial for getting ready for, I'm always getting ready for the new year, but like getting ready for the things that you want to come into your life. You have to make space, because you have to have the right energy, the right mindset, the right everything. And so I'm going to talk about that tonight, and I'll finish that conversation. But really what I wanted to tell you guys here today was like, acknowledge what stressors are in your life that you can get rid of. What are areas of your life that you could alleviate to have unnecessary stress? There's natural stresses in our life that we cannot control, or that maybe we can control to an extent, but you can't eliminate completely. But there's many stressors that we're not even seeing anymore. Our subconscious doesn't even see half of our conscious doesn't see half the stuff that our subconscious sees. And so we need to start stopping, slowing down, and eliminating the things that are not serving us. And so I want to just challenge you guys to take the daily Fox Care Challenge and really get into it and give yourself that gift every day of doing something. If the daily challenge doesn't suit you, then just do something, even if it's just reading it, so that you're taking a moment to say, I'm acknowledging myself. What can I do? Let me go check out the Fox Care Challenge and see what it is, so I can do something for myself today. And so for today, in honor of today with stress, the last thing I wanted to share was what I commented on the post, and I was just going to say it here. It was, one of the ways that I relieve stress is I do intentional deep breathing. And so I'm getting very woo-woo in my older age, and I think that's just a part of waking up to your conscious being and being aware that we have control over everything in our life. And the more aware and self-aware you become, the more aware of your surroundings you can actually be. And so one of the ways that I like relieve stress when I'm in the midst of it, I mean, I plan like my life like crazy, so that's one way to prevent it. But when I'm in the midst of it, I just do conscious breathing. So like literally stop and like breathe in by acknowledging the stress. Like, stress, you're here, I see you, I'm late to picking up my kids, I'm about to pay for daycare, I'm gonna now be late to going and getting food after school because I didn't cook, and then we're gonna be running late to soccer, and that's gonna stress me out. But you know what? I acknowledge you and I release you. Like, it's not that serious. Like, we're going to be late for soccer, possibly. We're not going to be late for soccer, but there's a chance we could be late. Okay, so are we going to die? Like, is anybody going to die because we're late to soccer? No. Should we be on time because it's good principle, it's good respect for the craft, it's good all that stuff? Yes, absolutely. But you're not going to die. So, freaking running late. But it's okay. It's okay. Just acknowledge your stress. Breathe it in. You're here. I don't have enough money for the bills that I have to pay. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I am about to go do something that scares the shit out of me. And let it out. Like, just let it go. And then you can acknowledge it. And then after at least 3, like, I don't know how many I need to do, but I do a minimum of 3 intentional deep breaths. And then I blast my favorite gospel song, or play the album, or do whatever I need to do, but I bring Jesus all up in it. And I just rebuke the atmosphere of any negative energy. Devil, I rebuke you. You cannot have my sanity. You cannot have my peace and my joy. You cannot have any of that. I rebuke you. You have to move out of my space, and I blast some good old gospel and let Jesus just flood the areas. Hope this was helpful for you guys, and please, I invite you to join in on the Fox Care challenges more often and just give yourself that gift. And I hope that you feel better about your day after seeing me look like a crazy, stressed out, crazy person. All right.